Hello y'all, this is Make America Again, a mod for Hearthstone 4 set in 2021 in a world where Donald Trump didn't concede the US presidency, and thus Joe Biden established a rival government. After a period of chaos where other groups rose up, there is now a ceasefire in most parts of the former United States. But who knows if the peace will last. We're going to play as a Cascadian provisional government. Cascadia is seeking independence as it does not support the direction the People's Republic of America is going in. This country is having to fight a war to be free, and in order to increase the chances of victory, some quote unsavory elements have been gathered to help us. Let's hope they don't cause any trouble down the line. We begin with one national spirit, and it is called guerrilla warfare. It gives us buffs to division attack, entrenchment speed, and max entrenchment, but also gives us weaker division defense. The leader of the provisional government, which I assume is temporary, is the Resistance Council, and they represent Cascadia now, which is a party tied to the Democrat ideology. Looking at our army, we have 26 divisions, 23 are infantry, and the rest are mountain troops. The units in general range from militias to volunteer brigades to standard divisions and even a liaison. Let's check out our commanders. We have more than enough generals, and in the Department of Field Marshals, we have one. Now let's see what technology we have. We got basic weapons, the 2020 equivalent of motorized, up-to-date light and heavy tanks, basic artillery and anti-air, and for aircraft we have immediate access to close air support, fighters, naval bombers, and normal bombers. We are at war with the People's Republic of America, and Bernie Sanders calls up that whole independence thing. On the bright side, they are fighting another country as well, so the Sanderists won't be able to throw everything they have at us. Let's start the focus tree off by doing a special branch. We will complete the West Coast War, learn from America's past, learn from the Taliban, learn from the Viet Cong, learn from Werewolf, and teach the Bolsheviks our lessons. The PRA have some forces in and around Seattle. We have our own troops situated there, so we're going to move in and try to push our enemy out of the city. A bigger front and a larger concern is what would be considered the Oregon-California border. Our strategy there will be just to dig in and hope that will be enough to convince our opponent not to advance. The overall goal for this war is just to survive, because the People's Republic has a focus very early into their tree that will force them to make peace with us once it is finished. In another part of the former US, the Islamic State of America lost a war. We have a deficit of 6,000 guns. Unfortunately, this equipment issue could possibly be affecting our Seattle offensive. There are anarcho-primitivists in the Rocky Mountains, and while we're on the topic of that region, an American Reich has appeared and has started fighting a couple Native American nations. And Prim Country starts a conflict with the Holy Republic of Deseret, and so begins the Mormon War. The Holy Republic faces assaults from three directions, as Las Vegas and Molossia have come together with the anarcho-primitivist to form the Freedom Coalition faction. We have made a ceasefire with the PRA, but now there is a coup at home. The far right-leaning and our erstwhile ally, the New Awakening, have made an attempt to oust all non-aligned members of the Resistance Council. We will not let them succeed. Our ambitions for Cascadian independence have been achieved. The People's Republic of America must recognize our freedom, as they have made a white peace with us. In our focus tree, let's do surviving a coup, reclassify to SS, rally Portland Democracy, the Rees Plan, send the radicals to the mountains, and the Unspoken Alliance. With our military no longer busy, let's direct our attention to Liberty, which controls eastern Washington and Colville. We're going to justify a war goal on them and try to bring them into the fold of Cascadia. Thanks to our geographic position, we have a front row seat to a battle between the PRA and the Pacific Fleet. The former, as you can see, still controls Seattle. The Pacific Fleet may not have much in terms of territory, but they must have one really good army if they are capable of successfully launching a naval invasion into California. In the distant east, the Appalachian Revolution has started in West Virginia. To the south, Mexico unintentionally emulates the United States of America by collapsing into civil war. The American right declares war on Deseret, who is still fighting the anarcho-primitivist, but they did manage to take out Molossia and Las Vegas. However, with that said, now the Mormons are going to have to face a whole new enemy. We're marching into the state of liberty. We have quite the numbers advantage, and all we got to do is reach Spokane. I had plans to invade Montana, but that has been ruined by the fact that they chose to join the legitimist/Bidenist faction, and that would make the whole ordeal more trouble than it's worth, honestly. You may ask, what is Canada up to? Well, they're led by Justin Trudeau and the authoritarian left New Liberal Party. To add to this, Canada is guaranteeing Detroit, which could possibly be a communist country if the flag is anything to go by. We're marching into the land of liberty, and the strategy is to keep the enemy busy as we move into their capital. Canada, for whatever reason, has just exploded into tons of different smaller countries. Maybe North America is just cursed. Although, one cannot deny, this new development presents a good opportunity for expansion. With liberty defeated, we're going to justify a war goal on the new nation of Vancouver, which emerged in the aftermath of Canada's destruction. That's not good. A Canadian Civil War has started, and all the parties involved have started sending out tons and tons of war declarations. Let's hope Vancouver survives long enough for us to attack it. In the focus tree, we are going to do ready for elections, and then we will have the first Cascadian presidential election. The parties that will have a candidate are the Green Party, the Liberal Party, the Cascadian Tory Party, and the Whig Party. Columbia is clashing with Vancouver. For the sake of our war goal, please be incompetent, Columbia. Please. The Liberal Party is formed. It basically consists of what was Cascadia now, and the remnants of the old pre-collapse Democratic Party. The Tory Party is born. It is made up of what is left of the Republican Party. The reason for the name change is due to the members' desire to completely separate themselves from Donald Trump. Our eastern neighbor, Montana, is battling the Western Command Zone in what looks like a border conflict. Something surprising has happened. The nearly impossible to find son of Douglas MacArthur, Arthur MacArthur IV, has come out of hiding and rallied together a coalition of libertarians, Trumpists, and Reagan-era conservatives to form the ideologically libertarian right-wing Whig Party of Cascadia. The Green Party will be running candidates in the upcoming election despite the fact that many of their members left to join the People's Republic. They are the most unlikely out of all parties to win, and they are banking on the Tory-Whig divide so that they can gain an edge over the Liberals. Strange things are happening in Area 51. How shocking. Apparently there are bizarre microwave readings coming from it, but nothing else seems to have changed. The first player in the Canadian Civil War is beaten, and as a result a revival of the Templars, I think, grows, and so does the Alberta Republican Front. Election time. Who do we pick? Let's go to the third party on the list, the Whigs. Due to our choice, not that much has changed in Cascadia, but we do have a new leader now in the form of Arthur MacArthur, and he has two special traits, and these are sins of the father and old. Arthur MacArthur IV is historically the son of the famous U.S. commander Douglas MacArthur, and as of recording, he is in his 80s and alive. Maybe. His early life was chronicled a lot by the press, and it was assumed by many at the time that he would be a soldier like his father and grandfather. Later on, when he graduated from college in the 1960s, he would fall off the face of the earth, and now apparently lives under a pseudonym. More focuses, we will do Whig Party victory, thank God for the army, and end the theocracy. The last one gives us a casus belli to attack the state of liberty, but we already took care of them, so we're just completing the focus because why not? The invasion of Vancouver has begun. They're still busy fighting Columbia, so their army will be too occupied to stop us. Joe Biden resigns from the presidency, citing health issues. His successor will be his vice president, Kamala Harris. We have secured a great deal of our enemy's territory. Now we must somehow make our way to Vancouver Island to end this war. Let's check in on the People's Republic of America and Bernie Sanders. They're doing a focus named Democrats are also fascist. I don't know what to say about that. We were able to acquire military access from Colombia. We're going to use that access to make our way to Vancouver Island. Trudeau's government annexed Quebec. Meanwhile, the American Free State, led by one Vermin Supreme, is clashing with Donald Trump and his allies. Our soldiers are marching toward Nanaimo, and it appears that our enemy doesn't have an army anymore. Off to the east, the Federal Republic of America declares war on the Appalachian Popular Front. Time may be running out for Tucker Carlson. The last unit Vancouver has abandons the city of Victoria, and once we take it, we will win. With that over, you can say Cascadia has its very own piece of Canada now. That was certainly the experience. The Cascadians went from fighting for independence to becoming a regional power led by Arthur MacArthur IV, son of Douglas MacArthur. The video is going to stop here. If you enjoyed the mod, make sure to check it out in the description below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Have an awesome day. I'll see y'all later. Bye.